Welcome to Interstellar Cosmic Conversations, where we share experiences from our hearts to empower others.
Hello, everyone. I just wanted to come to you today to share a little bit about human design with you. I spoke recently in a video that I recorded that my journey has led me on to the discovery of human design and the way that I am navigating in my current journey is to look at all tools that are available to us as we are growing and remembering who we are. And so, as I have been studying human design, I have been doing a life review and have discovered quite a few amazing things about myself and others that I have shared their human design charts with. And if you've been following my channel for any amount of time, you know that I have worked very extensively with George Kavasilis. And the reason that I'm bringing him into this particular recording is because in 2017, I went to Monterey Bay, California, and attended one of his retreats. And he's not just a mentor to me, he is absolutely a dear friend and a brother to me. And he's played a huge role in my awareness and in me being able to reclaim my sovereignty and have an understanding of the fact that I am a creator and I am a co-creator in my reality and what I experience here on earth. And so as I was when I was in California with him, the retreat that we were participating in was called Transcend in the God Matrix. And I'd already done this very long journey into studying religion, experiencing what it was like to be in religion, and then discovering my way out of religion. And so when I did Transcend in the God Matrix, it's really just doing closure to the parts of myself that created religion, that participated in religion, and that really brought this illusion and um, what I feel is a disconnect to our true heart soul essence, our soul, our creative capability by handing our own original intention over to a being outside of ourselves. So for me, we are all here as co-creators. And we are definitely in another creator's universe, and we are experiencing and creating with this being, but we are not created by this being, nor are we here to worship this being. It's a mutual relationship of love, harmony, unity, and grace on a level that goes beyond this matrix that we currently live in that's on Earth. And so, in looking at human design, as I've been studying, I came across something that just blew me away. And it's something that I wanted to share with you all. And this by no means is an explanation of what human design is or what the extent of what I'm learning with human design. But I wanted to share this as just a little bit of I won't say a teaser, but as a what is to come, what I'm looking at, what I'm finding so amazing, and what I want to share with you all. So I'm going to share my screen right now and um, talk a little bit about this, which is something that I have discovered within human designs, and it's called the Godheads. Now, in human design, it also, for me personally, has solidified what I was just saying about the fact that we are creators of our reality. We did participate in designing our life experiences. And when we were doing so, we did that without judgment. It wasn't, right now we're in the roles of our creation. And so we feel the happiness, the sadness, the pain, the suffering, the joy. We feel it all. We experience it all. And we're caught up in our role. So we don't remember, and it was intentional that we would not remember these things, because if we knew it all, we wouldn't be as open to experience the way that we do. And so, in part, in designing our journey, we have to, if we really want to step into our sovereignty and we want to really reconnect with the creator aspect of ourselves, we have to take on ownership. But we also have to recognize that we are in a reality where we do have, malevolence, and we have benevolence, and we have conditioning and programming that is intact in order for us to experience. So, is there imposition? Yes. Did we agree to imposition? Yes. That's just part of the experience. Did we agree to everything? We can debate that, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just show what I have come across and what I feel is beneficial for others to be aware of. And in our conditioning and in programming, um, there's a lot that where we speak about frequencies and the relevance of frequencies. And when we look at like what we consider an astrological wheel, or when we look at this image in human design and we think about the wheel of time, the circle of life, when we're experiencing, there's one of the things that happens on a collective level, and it's where when we enter in our birth dates and times and locations, and we discover that we're a Pisces or a Leo or a Cancer or whatever we are. And when we're studying human design and we look at our birth charts, we discover that we're a generator or a manifesting generator, a projector, a manifester, or a reflector. So as we're learning these things about ourselves, there's very much a clearness in the fact that there is a design that is in place and is creating some sort of order. So, order in our chaos. Well, what fascinated me about this in particular is when I've learned about the God matrix and the players that are involved and how we are conditioned through organized religions. Um, of course, I wanted to share that with the world, but the world may not necessarily be ready to let go of religion, because there is some kind of peace that people, even though it's a false sense of peace, but there's like this false sense of being saved and having this peace, and believing that you're going to go to heaven if you're a believer or a good person, or hell if you're not. And that's just so limiting and so devastating to our own sovereignty and for ownership and healing of the pain and suffering that we have been through, because we're here to reclaim the fractals of us that we have dispersed throughout this universe to experience on all different kinds of timelines. And so, in looking at transcending the God matrix, I was just in because I also share that with others. So maybe I'm not really clear on that. I support others, and I have in sessions with transcending the God matrix. And that really just is about, like I said earlier, bringing closure. So as I'm studying human design, and I'm learning that from the moment that we're born, we have we are being conditioned. We're not just being conditioned by our parents and our siblings and our teachers and then our friends, and as we, mature, our coworkers and our life partners, but there's an actual frequency that's being emitted into our environment at all times. And those frequencies are basically um, portals of energy that are open, like gates of energy that are open, that are in place during your time of birth. And in that process, dependent on your birth, your time, your location, you are born under a particular Godhead. And there's four quarters that these Godheads exist in. So we have the quarter of civilization, the quarter of initiation, the quarter of mutation, and the quarter of duality. And as you can see, you have all these different Godheads that are around this wheel. And what I found really incredible when I discovered this is that these Godheads, more than any other conditioning element that we will encounter in our lives, distracts us away from recognizing how deeply conditioned we are in the perception of our own lives, and also play a huge role in the way that we will be conditioned in our lives. And so I wanted to share this with you. Uh, just to give you an idea of what I'm going to be looking at in the future. So as you can see, like in the first quarter of initiation, you can see the gates and you can see the names of these Godheads. And as I am learning and growing, I am going to continue to share this information with you. And so for me personally, I just found this like mind blowing because if anyone, like I said earlier, if anyone knows me well, they know that I went on this deep study into religion. I tried to live it. I studied it intensely for 5 years and studied my way through it and out of it. And I will say this, I am very appreciative for the experience that I did have in um, religion because I learned so much through it. And I don't want to take away from the experience that I had because that's not what I'm here to do. I'm not here to um, deny my experience or the value that I had with, and it looks like I've lost that. Let me put that back up there real quick. I'm not here to deny the learning that came through religion. There was a lot that I did learn about myself, but I just want us all to be aware that we do on a daily basis. We experience conditioning through our relationships, but we also are all dealing with what I consider to be frequency wars. And these energies will affect us on an individual level and on a collective level. And so what I'm doing, the work that I am now doing is I am sharing with anyone that's interested their human design information, and I'm going to be making videos. And I'm not going to do something like daily, weekly, monthly. It's just going to be because I don't want to put myself in a box and stifle my creativity. I want it to be sincere, authentic, and from something that has brought, that stimulated excitement and passion in me that I feel is worth sharing. So if anyone wants to have their chart done, feel free to contact me. I'm happy to do it. And I'm going to be also just posting these videos randomly to share whatever insights come up for me. And the frequencies that are being sent into the collective have an impact on all of us. And depending on what gates were active at the time of our birth, that can also play a huge role in how those frequencies affect us. So, I really just wanted to share this to kind of give you an idea of where I'm going in the future. You guys know I'm not a professional video maker, and I'm always going to be pretty simple. I'm Patricia, just being me. So I'm not going to be doing anything fancy. I'm not going to be doing anything catchy. I'm just going to be real myself and share as I go. And I might even do some webinars on this. I'm undecided right now. It just depends. Just for anyone that's curious, I am a projector, and my incarnation cross is the vessel of love. Something that I've learned about myself in this process as well is I have a lot of people have asked me, like, how have you gone through the life experiences that you've had and not feel some type of anger or bitterness or hatred towards those that, created trauma in your life? Well, by looking at my human design chart, something that came to me and gave me extreme amount of clarity is that I did come here with a channel, and a channel is just gates that have been connected in your energy centers, and they create a channel of communication. And I did come here with one channel only, and some people have many, and that was a channel of struggle, which is also a stubbornness. And you you create and design a journey like that so that you can go through very challenging experiences especially if your incarnation cross, which ties into your purpose, is to love unconditionally. For you to love unconditionally, you have to see a lot, experience a lot, and kind of put yourself through a test in many ways to see, can you really embody what unconditional love is? And I feel like that is what I am doing. That does not mean that you can't set boundaries for yourself. That does not mean that you have to constantly submit yourself to situations that cause you to suffer. But it does give me an ability to see people on a deeper level and to have a deeper understanding. And so it is allowing me to love unconditionally. And I am very appreciative for all of the experiences that I've had. So as I share videos in the future, I think what I'd like to do first, because I just find this so fascinating, because I feel like this is a huge role in how we're conditioned. Just think, like, these are frequency wars. There's frequencies that are constantly being pumped into our environment to affect the collective. So when people talk about things like 5G and the impact of those frequencies, and then the more technology that comes along, the greater the imposition will be. What we have that will allow us to not be affected is our awareness, bringing this into our awareness field so that we can now separate, phase this energy out, phase these frequencies out, do closure with them, and only bring in what is ours, only claim what is ours. And that's what I'm hoping to share with you guys. So I hope that, I'm not a teacher. I haven't been a teacher. I'm working on learning how to create on this level. And so this is new to me. So if you'll just be patient with me, I will get better at explaining these things. But I'm taking you kind of on a learning journey with me. Now, I have been studying this for quite a while, for several years, but I have really put a lot into it this past year, but not to the extent of teaching it to others. And I'll probably talk to a few other people, that might want to come on and talk with me and share their insights as well. We'll see how that goes. But I just wanted to start with this with you guys and say that this is something that's very well known in human design, that the same way that we have these active gates at our birth that influence who we are, what our personality and our design is, also, at those gates are these Godheads that are just waiting for their opportunity to condition us. And so we are at a place in our journey, as this cycle is coming into an end, where we're saying, no, thank you. So thank you for listening to me today. And I will be doing more of these in the future. And look forward to sharing and, learning with you guys. Anything that you feel that you can add and share, I'm all ears. Bring it, because I am here to learn and grow with you. Have a great rest of your day, evening, wherever you are, and I will see you soon.